all, and welcome to another Tech Articles. In this video, we're going to go through a new plugin I'm working on, and it is in the early development stages, but it is technically a fork of an existing plugin of mine. So, although it's early development stages, it's pretty robust and it's already usable. It's already being used in a website. And for what it was thought to do, it's working perfectly, but it's not quite ready for general release yet. So it's a fork of this plugin here, Post Access Manager for FluentCart, and the background behind why a fork was necessary is quite simple, really. FluentCart only allows certain payment methods, and it's not possible to add new payment methods to FluentCart. And like me, this person is based in Europe. They are actually Central Europe, and they need to collect VAT as a one-stop shop. So they have decided that they don't want to do that, and like lots of Europeans, when they venture into such businesses, they want to use a merchant of record, an MOR, and they've chosen Paddle, and they wanted to use Paddle, and I did reach out to FluentCart and see if that was coming anytime soon, and it's not. So we had a look around in what was in the market, trying to avoid Woo, if I'm honest, and FluentCart actually has a Paddle integration, and we subsequently decided that FluentCart would be what we'd use. But that meant some of the plugins that I wanted to use, like Post Access Manager, wouldn't work for the post restrictions. So I've spent some time forking Post Access Manager to make Post Access Manager for FluentCart. Now, for those of you that don't know, FluentCart is a relatively new e-commerce solution by the team, by WP Manager Ninja, the Fluent team. I've actually been really impressed with development. Very recently, I took the decision to increase the licenses I got when it first came out all the way to the top tier, because I can see this being really useful for me in the future, particularly when dealing with Europeans and the need for Paddle and a merchant of records. And it's actually easier to add additional payment providers to FluentCart because it is all WordPress hosted, whereas FluentCart's advantage is also its disadvantage. It is the cart and the checkout is hosted remotely, but equally that means you can't add your own payment gateways. So that was a little bit about FluentCart and a little bit of background. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to this site. So I've whipped up a quick site for this, and it's only temporary. And what we're going to do here is we're going to pull up a sandbox and we're going to test this live. So first I'm going to go to Gmail and we'll delete whatever's in there. Now, so we've got no emails in our Gmail, and I'm just going to put in here test site, and I'm just going to put in I've only done test 1 in case I've already got test out there. And this is now sending it and building that test server for me. And these are the details. We should get a couple of emails in a second. I'm going to just open a notepad so I can put post password details in it when they come. So telling me that I've got a sandbox. I don't know why it's saying 7 days. It should say 2 hours, but that's fine. I'm just waiting for the password setting. Email. I think that's just come in now. So let's go over to there. Oh, let's go to here. Let's copy this password. And we're going to save that. And when it asks us to log in, it was test 1, wasn't it? We're just going to paste that in here. And we now have a new demo site set up. This is just like you can get from the site. So we are going to quickly set this up. So the first thing we'll do is head over to FluentCart and do some housekeeping with FluentCart. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to go to pages setup, and we're just going to create each of these. Like so. Then I'm going to go to payment settings, and I'm going to enable, in my case here, for some quick testing, cash on delivery. mainly because I don't want to spend the time setting up paddle and all of the webhooks, etc. that need to be done with it. So that's now set up and active. The next thing we're going to do is go to products and all products, and we're going to add a product, which we're going to leave as a digital product. And what we're going to do is we're going to add, we've got our base variation here, and we're going to turn it into a simple variation. So we've got our base variation, which we're going to make as $1, and we're going to make one more, which we're going to make as base 2, and we'll call that $2, like so. And then we're going to publish this and update it. So now we have a product and we have a store that will function as we intend to. So we're going to go down to Post Access Manager, and there's not a lot to set in here, except actually I'm going to add a second product to FluentCart so that we can show all access working. So now I'm going to make another product, and we're going to call this one All Access. And this will be much simpler. It'll just be a simple $3 product, which we're going to update, and we are going to publish. And that is it. So we're going to Post Access Manager, and you'll see here we can enable all access, and I'm going to enable it, and I'm going to select the all access product. Now, there's 3 slots here that allow all access, so you might have an annual, a monthly, or a lifetime subscription, and this allows you to do that. Or you might have a daily, a weekly, and a monthly subscription. It's to give you that ability to have multiple products or variants that can issue all access licenses. We only want to protect the post types of post and page, and it does work with custom post types. And in fact, I will add a custom post type as well. So this is a custom post type of protected, like so. And we're just going to save those changes, and that's it. And we're going to go back to Post Access Manager, and we're going to allow it to work on protected. And that's the first one I'm going to test, actually. Go to protected. I'm going to make a new page. I'm going to call it protected 1. And I'm just going to put a test in here, a test in here, a test in here. And then I'm going to put in a partial gate. So if I put PAM, I get this FluentCart protected marker. That will protect anything below that when it's set to protect. If I go into the actual item itself, I can then protect this post, and I can select a product that lets me have access. So I'm going to go and push this test product here, and I'm going to pick base 2 as the only variant that opens this particular page. And the reason you've got products and variants is because you might want to charge different amounts for different page access. You might want a $1, a $5, a $10, a $15, a £50, £100. This allows you to do that by selecting a product and a base, or a product only, to get access. So, for example, if you were selling a product and you wanted them to get access to a page as part of that product, you can do that. So if we view the page, you'll see here that we can see the first test, but anything below it is protected by the purchase gate. And because we set up a product to protect this gate, when we push purchase access, it should push us to the checkout, which it does, and we should be able to check out. So let me just put some details in here. That should allow us to place an order, and it's going to pay payment pending at all times because this is a manual payment gateway. So if we now go back to our protected post and view that post, we still haven't got access because that purchase hasn't gone through. If we go to FluentCart and go to our orders, like so, and we click on this order, we can then collect a payment for this and mark this order as paid. And that should give us the access that we need. And how that works is we can manually give people access as well, and remove access manually. So if we go down to users, and we select this user here. Scroll down to the bottom. There's a post access manager for FluentCart area that shows that post access is allowed to post 15. Now that is that post. If I delete that, we no longer have access to that post. And that's how it works for posts and pages as well. I just wanted to show that it works with a custom post type as well, because actually is where I tend to use it the most, is in a custom post type, because you want your pages and your posts to be generally accessible for SEO reasons, but a custom post type you might want to lock down. But actually it's the way it works, and the way it only protects that post rather than those groups of posts means you can actually do posts, pages and custom post types all across your site, and you can give them access to people for different reasons. So although the post might not be the product, you can give access to it when they purchase the product as well. So think of it like a downloadable print item, a paper aeroplane. Maybe you want to sell somebody a paper aeroplane and they download the PDF, but equally the instructions are a website page on your website. You could sell the paper airplane, give them the PDF download, and it will automatically open the page for them to view, so that they can, when they go to that page again, they will be able to view those instructions and make their paper airplane. So it has more than just protecting posts for sale perspective. It can also be used as part of order delivery. So that's basically how it works. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you all access. And to do that, I'm going to create a post and we're going to protect it. I'm not going to give it a purchasable item. So the only way you can get this post is if you buy all access, because trying to purchase the post otherwise will just send you back to the home page. So test page. I'm actually not going to put a protected marker on this, so the whole page will be protected like so. Let's view that post. You'll see the whole page is protected because I didn't put a marker in place. Now, if I try to purchase this, it's just going to send me to the home page because I didn't set it up in that way. And to get access to this, we're going to need to purchase that all access. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to FluentCart, and we're going to go to products, and we're going to find all access, which I believe is this one here. And what we're going to do here is edit it and get a direct checkout link. This one here, and we're just going to buy it. And yeah, let's buy that. And I haven't processed it yet because I want to show that it works for multiple products. So let me go here, post, view, all access post. And if we go to protected, like so, they're both protected. And if we now go to our product and our orders, and we finish this all access payment the same way we did the last one, and if we go down to users and view test one, you'll see there's a checkbox now in the all access granted user area. And if we now go back to these posts, they are indeed open. And that's basically how it works. So that's Post Access Manager for FluentCart as it currently stands. I'd encourage people to test it out, see how they get on with it. Generate some sandboxes, play with it. They last for about 2 hours each. And let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.